dear listeners, learners, students all about the world, for our today political science online class or government, we shall be discussing about three major inclusions as part of our introduction to government. You know, in some classes ago online, I discussed about introduction to government, and I was able to indicate some inclusions that make up the introduction to government, where I mentioned the definition of government. I also mentioned characteristics or attributes of government, and I as well mentioned the functions of government and reason why we study government. So these are preliminaries to this subject matter. Now, I've discussed about the definitions of government in my previous class, where I mentioned three major perspectives that you can view government to be. Government as an institution of a state, that is number one. Government as an art of governing, that is number two. And number three, I also mentioned government as an academic field of studies. And I've explained those three major perceptions differently. So today we shall be dealing with the characteristics or features of government. Number two is the functions or rules of government, and number three is that of the reason or importance or significance of government respectively. Now the first one is characteristics or attributes of government. You know, government as an institution of a state, which we can refer to as the machinery through which the will of the state have been formulated, expressed and attained. They are saddled with a lot of functions, right? By the time I get there, I will explain that. But the attributes of government, number one is political power. Yes, political power is one of the major attributes of government. Now, what do you mean by political power? It is a kind of legal power or that enable an individual to exercise a legal authority. You know, as a government player or as a politician, example, president, governors, senators, etc., etc., people's representative, they have the political power, of which by the time they exercise their political authority or their political power on people, people must to agree to their tone. Now, number two is that of the law. Yes, law is similar to constitution. You know, there is a case study in government called the concept of constitution. That is the body of government, right, that actually govern the etiquette of people in a community or in a state. So that is law. Law is part of the attribute of government. Now we also have personnel. Yes, personnel that has to do with the activities of formulating policies, interpreting policies, etc., etc. That is personnel. And we also mentioned revenue. Revenue is also an